Hi, my name is Zohar Raviv. I'm the International Vice President of Education for Birthright Israel. And I'm here to share with you today what Birthright is all about. What is the very heart and soul, or what we call the spirit of Birthright Israel, that make this project really special and stands at the very core of a program that has affected the lives of almost 700,000 people since its inception 20 years ago. So we outlined 10 points which together build what we call the spirit of Birthright Israel, and I want to share them with you. The first point is that Birthright Israel is a gift and not a free trip. Whereas for the participant, the trip doesn't cost anything. Birthright Israel is not a free trip. Birthright Israel is in fact founded on three values that are central in the Jewish world: unity, community, and mutual responsibility. Therefore, the project itself is a gift of the Jewish people to its younger members, to you. And it's given with no strings attached. It's a pledge by the State of Israel, worldwide Jewish communities, and over 30,000 individual donors from all over the world who all put their partisan and theological differences aside to ensure the vibrant future of world Jewry and the State of Israel. The second point is that Birthright Israel is a Jewish educational experience in Israel. And indeed, it is an introductory and intensive educational experience whose mission is to create opportunities for participants to explore their Jewish identities, strengthen their connection to Israel and its incredibly diverse society, and ensure the vibrancy of the Jewish people worldwide. Birthright Israel regards Israel as a diverse mosaic of experiences, narratives, ideas, and places that can be effectively explored throughout the journey. And as we maintain that Israel is a state of ideas and ideals, and definitely not an ideal state, we are committed to understanding Israel's place as a Jewish, democratic, and sovereign state among the family of nations, and to preserving its historical and eternal standing as the homeland of the Jewish people. That is the framework within which we operate. The third point is that the heart of Birthright is not Masada, it's not Yad Vashem, it's not the camels, and it's not the beach. It's you. It's the participant. Birthright Israel is rooted in a person-centered educational approach. It views the needs and interests of young people as the starting point of its educational work and aims to engage participants in meaningful and relevant dialogues with Jewish concepts, values, and living, as well as associations with their home communities and with Israel. Birthright Israel is therefore committed to offering all participants a sense of ownership over the educational process by empowering the active engagement and involvement of the learners as what we call the captains of their own Jewish journey, whatever that may be. Point number 4 is unity, but not uniformity. While we seek to connect young Jewish adults with each other, with their home communities, and with Israel, Birthright Israel refrains from any political, ideological, or religious partisanship in its platform. Our educational journey therefore endorses unity, yet rejects any uniformity in either opinion or practice. We regard the group experience indispensable to personal identity formation, and therefore we strive to build a traveling community of young Jews whose members exercise mutual recognition, tolerance, responsibility, and trust without undermining their diverse opinions. The fifth point is about Birthright Israel being an insight-seeing trip, not merely a sightseeing trip. We view the land, the state, and the people of Israel as a vital laboratory to explore core questions of both past and contemporary Jewish values, ideas, and life. Correspondingly, Birthright Israel's programs are not structured as sightseeing trips, but as what we call insight-seeing journeys. The sites we explore are obviously important, yet they come to serve a much, much higher purpose: to promote a culture of reflective and critical thinking through dialogue, discussion, and the exchange of ideas in meaningful landscapes and supportive climates. By shaping the entire journey around such values, Birthright Israel wishes to motivate and elicit an inner quest for each participant and for the group as a whole toward continued engagement with Jewish concepts, values, communal life in Israel long after their journey ends. In other words, while Birthright Israel trip may end, the Birthright Israel experience must never conclude. The sixth point is about context and not merely content. Let's be honest for a second. In today's technological era, Information or content are readily accessible to anyone who seeks them, and their acquisition, albeit important, no longer requires a formal educational process. What is needed far more is the ability to situate content in appropriate context, and by doing so realize the fuller depth and complexity of the issues we aim to explore. Birthright Israel therefore wishes to broaden the scope by which our participants engage diverse topics and to foster a process that does not necessarily resolve them, as much as it offers tools to explore them further, thoughtfully, and most importantly, in a responsible fashion. The seventh point is about relationships. And here I'm talking about mutual recognition and reciprocal contribution. The importance of sites and landmarks notwithstanding, true conversations and shared impact can only occur between people. Birthright Israel therefore offers a platform for multi-day shared travel and dialogue between worldwide and Israeli peers. We call it Mifgash in Hebrew, which means encounter, and as a vehicle for mutual insight into the lives of contemporary young Jewish adults from all over the world. As Birthright Israel renders both Israeli and world Jewry indispensable for ensuring the thriving existence of both Israel and the Jewish people, it endorses a process wherein young members of both communities learn to appreciate each other's assets, challenges, and unique contributions to the contemporary Jewish world, as well as to its future course. This approach values a mutual and reciprocal recognition and interest as a means to forge meaningful and lasting relationships of young Jews and their respective communities with each other. The eighth point is about Israel itself, and here we talk about past, present, and future. Let me be very clear about this. Birthright Israel does not regard itself as a heritage trip. Instead, ours is a journey that weaves together past, present, and future into a fascinating tapestry of the evolving Jewish and Israeli civilization in which we all are active engagers rather than passive heirs. The integration of biblical landscapes alongside contemporary arts and culture, national landmarks alongside cutting-edge technologies and innovations, or ancient Jewish texts alongside bustling nightlife scenes lies at the core of the well-rounded, exciting, and relevant experience Birthright Israel aims to offer its participant throughout the trip as a whole. The ninth point is about taking fun seriously. And we indeed try to take fun seriously. As we continue to invest in a vibrant Jewish present and future, we contribute in transforming the Jewish and Israeli narratives from that of awe to that of joy, while recognizing the undeniable place of tragedy in our historical and contemporary narratives, and while remaining fully committed to their study and commemoration. Birthright Israel seeks to engage participants in a Jewish exploration whose chief foundation is a rhetoric of values, meaning, and vitality, rather than catastrophe, war, survival, and persecution. We believe the Jewish identity should revolve around proactive engagement of ideas and values from within Jewish life, rather than a protective response to external threats to Jewish living. And the Jewish discourse and experience should be implemented in enjoyable and gratifying ways that are as emotionally engaging as they are intellectually challenging. Consequently, Birthright Israel does not view fun in the superficial sense of constant enjoyment, but as a vital mosaic of meaningful, challenging, and stimulating experiences that articulate our shared story as a people and combined into exciting, relevant, and enduring associations with oneself, one's community, as well as Judaism, Israel, and the world. Let's be honest, we cannot sustain a healthy Jewish body on a constant diet of tragedies. The last point is about tracking outcomes and advancing our own self-reflection. Birthright Israel views continued effectiveness, relevance, and success as reliant on our ability to sustain constant and unyielding learning curves. We are therefore committed to research and evaluation protocols that are extensive, rigorous, and regularly evolving. Looking into educational process evaluation alongside outcomes measurement allows us to acclimate our educational approach, implementation, and offering based on the shifting characteristics, needs, and interests of young Jewish adults like yourselves, and do so in the appropriate context. This concern with outcomes and measurements reflects our strong commitment to feedback, reflective upgrading, ongoing change, and above everything else, constant improvement.